Hey y'all, it's your girl Lovinnaaa and it's Vlogmas Day 7. So as y'all read by the title, y'all already know that this is going to be a feminine hygiene talk. I'm going to pull out all the girl stuff. I'm going to let y'all know everything. Just put y'all onto some game when it comes to feminine hygiene things. Before we get into everything, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with whoever. And please don't mind my voice, y'all. I had a game yesterday, so I'm getting my voice back because if you don't know, I'm a cheerleader. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into everything. Y'all know I like putting stuff in my notes, and I pretty much just have everything organized like in the sense of what I'm going to talk about. So I kind of categorize things from skincare, pH balances, periods, smelling good, and then like some products that I really recommend that I personally use that I like. But I'll tell y'all the products at the end. So yeah, the first thing I want to talk about though, while we get into everything, is no matter what happens, don't let anybody shame you for anything. Don't feel like less of a woman or less of a girl or whatever the case is just because you don't know certain things about yourself. Don't let anybody make you feel dumb or dirty, because at the end of the day, you do not come out the womb knowing these things. You have to learn these things over time, and it's okay, especially if you're a teenage girl. So don't let anybody try to call you dirty or make you feel shameful or whatever the case may be. My voice is really taking me out, y'all. The first thing we're going to talk about is skincare. So I want to talk about skin types because I think it's very important to know your skin type, especially if you're working towards having better skin. Another thing, don't feel shameful for having acne. Don't let anybody make you feel bad about having acne. Acne is a hormonal thing, and over time, with care, it can't go away. It's not a permanent thing. So don't let anybody make you feel bad about that ever. And if they do try to make you feel bad about that, that just shows you their character as a person. So brush it off. Anyway, there are multiple skin types, but the main three are dry skin, oily skin, and kind of like a mix of both. And like both, I'm not really sure what it's called, but it's like a mix of both. So I wanted to talk about blackheads, which is a kind of bump. They're usually, people with oily skin are more prone to them. It's when oil gets trapped under the skin. So if you're prone to having blackheads, try to use moisturizers that are oil free or do not have a lot of oils in them, because blackheads are caused when oil gets trapped deep under the surface, and that's why they're so hard to pop and get out and all that stuff. Another thing that affects your skincare facial wise is the amount of sleep you get. Stress and sleep definitely increase your acne. Like if you're barely getting any sleep, like, and then you put sugar on top of it by drinking coffee, that can increase acne. If you're extremely stressed out, that can cause a hormone imbalance, and it can cause your acne to flare up. Or stress in itself, it might not even be a hormone imbalance kind of thing. Acne itself can be, it can cause an acne flare if you're stressing. So definitely keep that in mind. Try to keep your stress levels down if you are trying to clear up your skin, because stress can definitely make your acne flare up, okay? Another thing that everybody says, and I feel like this is kind of a key to anything, drink your water. Drinking water helps with skin, it helps with pH, which I'm going to get into later. But if you're flushing your system out constantly by drinking water, it will help clean up your acne. And sometimes acne is a hormonal thing, and it really has nothing to do with your diet, but drinking water is always beneficial for your body, and it can also help you clear up acne. So keep that in mind. So important not to do. If you wear makeup, do not go to sleep in your makeup. Don't go to sleep in your makeup. Even if you don't do a full skincare routine, get a makeup wipe. Get something. I'm not saying you have to go into a full 10-step 10-step removal process every night, but wipe your makeup off, rinse your face off, do something. Make sure that you're getting that product off, because the same way that your skin soaks in moisturizers and soaps and products that you put on your face, it soaks in makeup too. So even if you go to sleep with makeup on you, you wash it off in the next morning, it's already been soaking that in overnight, and that can also cause major breakouts. In the long run, it can cause your skin negative components that you just don't want to be put on your skin if you continue to sleep in makeup. So make sure that you're going to sleep with your makeup off. I feel like that's not talked about enough. Another thing is wear sunscreen. On my last video, I brought up SPF in not my last video, but in the hygiene routine video that I dropped, I brought up SPF, and I told you guys I didn't know too much about it, so I wasn't going to tell y'all about it, but I did my research, so now I can speak on it and not tell y'all lies. But SPF pretty much protects your skin from UV rays within the sun, so it's highly recommended to use SPF 30 30 or SPF 30 plus, anything over 30, because anything SPF 30 or 30 plus gives you a 97% rate of being protected from UV rays. And this is because if you're in the sun for a long time or you tan for a long time, it can cause your skin to wrinkle over time. It can cause cancerous cells to develop, become sunburnt, and it's also good for moisturizing. SPF is really important. Look into whatever SPF you want, but I recommend, especially in the summertime, if you're outside a lot, SPF 30 plus. But like in the winter, I guess you can do less SPF, but I feel like that's up to you and your skin type. So definitely do your research. I always tell y'all, do your research. Take what I say and then apply it to whatever knowledge you know about yourself. Don't just jump the broom with what I have. Make sure that you do your research yourself. That's really important. Last thing I want to say for skincare is make sure that you're exfoliating your face also. Don't do anything too harsh, and please also watch what products you exfoliate with, because it has been clinically proven that some exfoliation scrubs are actually ripping your skin, and your skin's trying to rebalance itself and kind of put your skin back together, and you're constantly exfoliating it, and it will cause your skin damage over time. So please be careful with what exfoliators you use. Please look up your skin type if you know, or try to find your skin type and look up what exfoliating scrubs are good for that, or look up some good exfoliating scrubs that are not harsh. Definitely recommend that, because just like when you shave, things get trapped under dead skin over time. So you can be washing your face, but if all this dirt is trapped under dead skin, you need to exfoliate, especially if you dermaplane. If I don't know what dermaplaning is, go watch my shower routine video, because I explained it in there. It was pretty much like when you shave your face. And when you shave your face and the hair's trying to grow back, if you don't exfoliate, just like on your body, you'll get bumps. So be careful with that. Okay, y'all, so the next topic I'm going to talk about is pH balances. I feel like this is kind of a wonky topic for a lot of people. A lot of people feel uncomfortable with talking about this. I feel like a lot of times girls get shamed for things like this because, for one, they don't know. Two, society has made it such a like uncomfortable and nasty thing when it's part of the human body. And another thing, I think a lot of people are just, they don't know enough about it, and they go on TikTok and get shamed or get told the wrong information. So I'm here to put y'all on the game. The first thing that I want to say is your downstairs part is a self-cleaning organ. I'm going to say that again. It is a self-cleaning organ. That's the whole point of your pH balance. It tells you. That's why people always tell you, do not put soap up there. Do not put soap on the inside, because at the end of the day, it is a self-cleaning organ, and that will mess up everything that it already has going on. Like if you have something already in motion and then somebody puts their 2 cents in, but you're already almost done, and now your whole plan is messed up. It's just exactly like that. People are always like, don't put soap down there. Now, if you are a person who feels like they need soap to be clean, I 100% understand, and I recommend using an unscented bar of Dove soap. I do not use it on the inside. Only use warm water on the inside, and that will get you clean. I also want to say, you shouldn't smell anything, okay? You should not smell anything down there. But if you do, and it's not a strong odor, don't stress. You probably just need to drink more water. You probably just need to eat more fruit. But if there is a intense smell or something going on, or you have discharge, I'm going to get into discharge later, because I feel like a lot of people talk about discharge and I don't know what they're talking about. We're going to get into that later. Go to an OBGYN. Stop going on TikTok asking for advice. Go to a certified licensed doctor. If you can't get a doctor, do your own research. And I'm not talking just TikTok. Go on Google, go get a book, go do something, or go find an article written by a licensed doctor or somebody online and do your research there. But do not let anybody shame you or make you feel bad, okay? The thing I want to talk about is your pH balance internally. A lot of things, and I said this in a video before, a lot of things that happen within your body, or hygiene wise, is based off of what you put in your body. What you put in reflects on the outside. So constantly, and I feel like this is kind of a misconception, like, you don't have to drink 5 gallons of water every day, girl. You don't have to eat salads every day. Like, one bag of hot Cheetos is not going to throw your pH balance off. But if you constantly drink sodas, you constantly eat fast food, you constantly eat in chips and a bunch of crazy stuff, your pH balance is more prone to be thrown off. So make sure that in your diet you incorporate vegetables and drink water and do all that stuff that needs to be done, because that will help regulate your system, because those things flush out your system and it helps you. That's another thing. Drinking a lot of water. You're constantly using the bathroom. You're constantly flushing out your system, and that's why so many people are like, drink water. Y'all probably heard this before, but cranberry juice and pineapples are really good for that because of the acidity in it, and it helps your pH balance, you know, regulate itself. Next thing that I want to talk about pH balance wise is supplements to make sure you stay on track. Probiotics are really good, so eating yogurt can help you, or find a supplement with a probiotic in it, or get cranberry supplements. Some people don't like drinking cranberry juice. Cranberry juice is nasty to some people, which I totally understand, because I don't know, I feel like I was one of those people. I drank cranberry juice so much I kind of started liking it, but at first it was kind of nasty. But I will say, for pH balance, I really recommend just regular cranberry juice, maybe not additives. Like if you're trying to flush your system out, I wouldn't say cran apple or cran pineapple. I mean, I'm pretty sure, you know, it's similar, but it has additives to it. It has extra sugar. So I would just say get regular cranberry juice if you are trying to flush your system out. But if you don't like the way cranberry juice tastes, you can always get cranberry supplements, so I recommend that too. Also, look into boric acid. Boric acid prevents UTIs and a bunch of other things, and there are many different ways to use boric acid. But like I said, if I don't feel like I'm, what's the word, in knowledge enough, or I haven't used it before, I'm not really going to tell y'all how to use it. So I recommend looking up boric acid. I've heard many great results from other women talking about boric acid, but I personally have never used it. So I recommend doing your own research on boric acid, but I've heard it's really good for pH balances and things with your downstairs area. So the next thing that I want to say is let Miss Girl breathe, okay? Cotton underwear is very important, and if you're at home or you're about to go to sleep, let her breathe. 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 It needs air to regulate. It's constantly, and it just, the whole point of balancing your pH is letting it do its own thing, but helping it regulate itself. That's why you want to drink water. That's why you want to let her breathe. I hope that makes sense. Like, you really gotta just let her do her thing. So if you're about to go to sleep, maybe throw some pajama pants on, but don't put any underwear on. Just let her breathe. And I know a lot of people are probably like, what? But it is what it is. Don't let anybody shame you. I feel like a lot of times in society or social media has made it seem like a crazy thing, or like an unnatural thing to let these things be known. But if you're at home or you're just chilling, just let her breathe. Or cotton underwear, because that helps Miss Girl breathe. So I definitely recommend that. Next thing I'm going to talk about is discharge, which I said I was going to talk about earlier. Don't let anybody shame you for having discharge. That's totally normal. Nothing is wrong with discharge. Your discharge should probably be like a clear or whitish color. I'm going to go through the different discharge colors just so y'all know. But if you have discharge, nothing is wrong with that. You are totally normal. You're not broken. Miss Girl's not dirty. Miss Girl is healthy. She's regulating herself. Nothing is wrong with discharge. Do not let anybody shame you for having discharge, because that just shows you they don't know what they're talking about. If your discharge is like a pinkish or reddish color, it's probably because your cycle is about to start or it just ended. If your discharge is like a brownish color, maybe it's probably like the end of your cycle, or it's probably like old blood coming out maybe. If it's like a greenish or yellowish color, there may be an infection or something that needs to medically be checked. It could be STI, STD type of thing, so you might need to go to an OBGYN and get that checked. At the end of the day, be careful who you tell things about with your vaginal health, because a lot of people are not mature enough for the conversation, or they don't know what they're talking about. So please only implement this kind of trust with these kind of things within a doctor or a loved one or someone that you genuinely trust. I'll leave it at that. So the next thing that I want to get into are periods. I feel like I have a lot of good information on this that I have written down, which I want to talk to y'all about, and I made sure to write it down so that I wouldn't forget anything. A lot of people start their periods at different ages. Like, periods can start from 7 all the way up to like 18, and I've even heard some cases where girls got their periods at like 6. Let me just tell you, if you got your period that young or in that age range before everybody else, or you a G. You real, cause you real, cause that's different. For those who don't know, I don't know why I can't talk. Those who don't know what a period is pretty much the removal of your egg, and your body is recycling things. So for women, the whole reproduction process is more quality over quantity. For men, it's more quantity over quality, but you'll learn about that in school. And if y'all want me to go into detail about that later, I will, because I have no shame about talking about these things, especially when I know it's going to help people, because I know not everybody has somebody that they can go to for this kind of stuff. So pretty much your period is the removal of your egg because it has not been fertilized. So your body is pretty much just like releasing all of that, right? So that's what a period is. For those who don't know why you get your period, it's just your egg being removed and being fleshed out so that a new one can come in. Okay, so for hygiene products, I definitely recommend antibacterial soaps. Are really good. Like I said, be careful what you put down there though. Be careful. If you can find like a sensitive antibacterial soap, I think that's really good. But Dove soap honestly will work. Tampons and pads, I'm going to get into those later. Flushable baby wipes to carry around, I think, are very good components for this. If y'all want me to, when school starts back up, I can do like a period emergency kit or whatever, or I can do that sooner, but I think I might do that when school starts back up. But depending on how this video does, if y'all want me to do something more, then I will. But getting into, let me see if there are any other products that I recommend. I feel like it's kind of going to come as I keep talking because I have a bunch of stuff written down. But for pads, a lot of people don't really let you know how often you should change them. You should change your pad every 3 to 4 hours. And you should change your tampon. You can leave a tampon in every 4 to 8 hours. Now, with the anatomy of the human body, not every woman can wear tampons. So if you cannot wear tampons, do not feel bad about it. Anybody shame you? I always say that. Do not let anybody shame you. Nothing is wrong with you. It's just the makeup of your body, and that's fine. Don't let anybody shame you. You have pads. Now, a thing with tampons is you don't want to leave tampons in too long because of toxic shock. Toxic shock is pretty much where bacteria is grown within your body, and it can cause extremely negative things to happen within you. It can mess up your liver. It can cause vomiting. I literally wrote it down. It can cause fevers, vomiting, low blood pressure, can cause diarrhea, all those things. Now, I want to say this, and I literally wrote it down. I'm going to read it verbatim how I wrote it down. If you leave in your tampon for over 8 hours, it won't automatically give you toxic shock, but you are increasing the chances of the production of harmful bacteria, which can negatively affect you in the long run. So just because you do leave your tampon in over time, probably way longer than you should, does not mean that you are going to automatically get toxic shock and it's like, oh my god, my liver's gonna fail. That's not the case, but don't even put yourself in that predicament, okay? So for the tampon window, I say 4 to 8 hours, and just be very, very careful. Another thing for periods with staying fresh, I would recommend showering 2 times a day. But if you can't shower 2 times a day, you have a busy schedule, you only shower once a day, I definitely recommend carrying around flushable baby wipes, an extra pair of underwear just in case, because accidents do happen. So extra pair of underwear, pads or tampons, whichever you prefer, and baby wipes, flushable baby wipes, and I think that's it. I'd say baby powder, but I know a lot of Johnson & Johnson lawsuits have been coming out, so I'm just going to kind of back away from that a little bit because I don't want anybody getting anything, or I've heard like a lot of cancerous things surrounding Johnson & Johnson, so I just kind of didn't recommend that. But those are the top 3-4 products that I really recommend for carrying around. Let's talk about ovulation and a lot of things that people do not tell you about ovulation, okay? So a lot of people always joke around like, oh my gosh, after my period, like I be feeling all kinds of way. If you know, you know, y'all know what I'm talking about. They be like, oh, I be feeling all kinds of way, like I'm not even like this. Why do I feel like this? So your period is the removal of an egg that has not been fertilized. But when you're ovulating, the new egg has come in and is trying to be fertilized, and that's why you be feeling the way you be feeling. Your body's trying to get the egg fertilized. That's why that happens. Other thing that I don't feel like is talked about enough, I don't really know who all is watching my video, from what age range, and I don't know if you're sexually active or not, but if you are and you plan on taking a plan B, I want to let you know this now. If you take a plan B while you are ovulating, it's not going to work. Okay, it's not going to work. Not ovulating and you take plan B, it's a higher chance of it working. But if you are already ovulating and you take a plan B, it's not going to work. and I feel like this is not talked about enough. There are documentations of it, and I heard about this like maybe a few months ago in class because one of my teachers was talking about it. I was just like, yo, that's crazy how strong the human body is. So it will not work. If you are sexually active and you do plan on taking a plan B, if you are ovulating, keep in mind that it's not going to work. So either just don't do it, or I don't know, it's up to you. But I just want to throw that out there. So the last thing we're going to talk about period wise are cramp tips, like things to help you with cramps or preventing cramp. Well, I don't really feel like everybody's cramps are different. If your cramps are extreme, like to the highest extent, it might be more than just cramps. Look up endometriosis. It could be a hormonal thing. Like I always say, do your research or ask an OBGYN. And yeah, if you feel a certain kind of pain that you don't feel like is normal, don't let anybody try to tell you, oh, you just have a low pain tolerance, or oh, that's just life, oh, it's just periods. You know your body. Stand on how you feel, and if you feel like you need to do research or you need to go to a doctor, let that be known, okay? Don't let anybody make you feel bad about it, because nothing is wrong with you, okay? Don't let anybody tell you nothing is wrong with you either, because you know how you feel, okay? So let me just say that, because them cramps ain't no joke. But here are some cramp tips. My number one thing is that I recommend for cramps: don't eat or drink anything cold. And the reason for this is because when blood gets cold, it clots up and it makes it harder for it to come out, and that will intensify your cramps. So that's why people always tell you, like, use a heating pad or drink teas or things like that. So I recommend using a heating pad or drinking hot drinks, because it over time will loosen the thickness of your blood and it will make it easier for it to come out, which will decrease the pain of your periods. So the next thing that I recommend is the decrease of stress. If you are stressed, that will cause your cramps to worsen. So if you're in a stressful environment, or you're around stressful people, or something's going on, do something that maybe causes you like a decrease in stress, and you might see a result change in your cramps, okay? So another thing that also helps with cramps is anti-inflammatory things. So that might be eating certain fruits or vegetables that have anti-inflammatory minerals in them, or you can take certain supplements that have anti-inflammatory things within them. A lot of people, there has been research proven that vegetarian diets and things of that sort have caused women to have less cramps, based on the fact that a lot of fruits and vegetables have anti-inflammatory what's the word that I'm looking for? Have anti-inflammatory properties within them. So yes. Next thing I'm going to talk about, y'all, is smelling good. I feel like this is such a big thing that's kind of like, your girl, smell good, da, da, da. Y'all already know how it goes. So I'm going to put y'all into some smell good tips. And also, who doesn't want to smell good just to smell good? Especially if you're a girly girl, like, why not? So I always tell y'all this, and I'm always going to say this, I'm always going to say this. What you put in your body is what comes out. So everybody's different, but what you put into your body, like I said, always comes out. So how strong your odor is when you sweat can be based off of what's in your body, what toxins are in your body, and everything like that. Everybody knows there's chemicals in fast food. Everybody knows there are certain chemicals within junk food. So I definitely recommend, and I literally have some chlorophyll water right here. Drinking water is amazing, but when you have minerals and extra things within your water to boost what water already does, it makes it 10 times better. I recommend chlorophyll. I drink chlorophyll once a day. Just take one water bottle and put some chlorophyll in there, or your chlorophyll bottle should tell you how much to put in per serving size. But I recommend chlorophyll. There are also other things, other great things. You can do detoxing teas, but there are other things that you can use to flush your system out. And even if you don't want to do all that, y'all, I'm telling y'all, you do not have to buy a bunch of things to detox your body. Just drink water. Like, it will flush your system out. If you want that extra push, I do recommend chlorophyll. And in my opinion, a lot of people ask me, like, what does chlorophyll taste like? I feel like it tastes like, imagine if tea was not strong, like it hasn't been brewed at all, like it just has a little hint of tea and like light peppermint. That's what it tastes like to me. Some people say it's nasty. I don't think it is nasty. I just think it tastes like a watered down peppermint kind of feel. But water or just chlorophyll, what you put in your body, it really affects how strong your body odor is in starters. Another thing that I recommend for smelling good for a long time is layering your scents, and I've said this before, but get a strong smelling soap. So you got a strong smelling like bar of or liquid like vanilla shea butter kind of scent soap, and then you go on top of it with like the EOS vanilla cashmere lotion. I'm being super specific with that lotion because y'all, that lotion smells so good and it's so strong. Like, I love that lotion. And you go in with, let's say, warm vanilla sugar from Bath and Body Works. All those scents are built on top of each other, and it's going to accentuate the smell. It's going to make it smell stronger because you already have all that on top of you. Layering is another thing. Another thing that will make you smell good, learn your body chemistry. When I say learn your body chemistry, I'm going to use me and my sister for an example. My sister had this one perfume, y'all. It smelled so good on her, but then when I put it on me, and it smelled the same. Everybody's body chemistry is different. I don't know if you've heard this before, but sometimes people say like everybody has their own natural scent. Find what scents coexist with your body scent as it is already, because like I might spray this one perfume on me that is strong, but it don't smell as strong when it gets on me versus another scent that's strong, and then when I spray it on me, it smells stronger than it does in the bottle. I hope that makes sense. But learn body chemistry, or find perfumes that actually like work with your body chemistry instead of against it. I don't know why I can't talk. Instead of against it, and it will definitely cause your scents to last longer. I'm gonna look at what else I've written on this list. The thing is, apply Vaseline. Like, I do this. Okay, I've told y'all this before. I don't know if y'all watched the video of my shower routine, but I said this in my shower routine, I think. Say I'm finna spray perfume or something. If you put like Vaseline right here, I don't know the chemistry behind it. I don't know the science behind it, but it works. You put Vaseline somewhere and you spray perfume there, it lasts. Like, it will last all day and then beyond. Like, I don't know what it is about it, but it makes things last longer than it usually would. Okay, so now I'm gonna put y'all onto some products. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then kind of 6. 6 is more like 8. It'll make sense when I say it. I'm just gonna name them off. So for skincare, I recommend Murad. Y'all know I vouch for Murad. Murad is a skincare line. I use their facial cleanser. It has done me justice. Like, it has been working really well. My skin has been clearing up. I do still have some acne, but it's not as bad as it used to be, and I really thank that to Murad, because I used to try out a lot of different products and it never worked, but Murad has worked for me. I've never used Curology, but I've also heard that Curology is good, so look into both of those. Ordinary is also a good skincare brand. I really like it. Make sure that you do your research before you buy those things, because a lot of the things that they have are like hyaluronic acid and a lot of mineral oil kind of things. I'm pretty sure they have facial washes, but most of the things that I've seen are more like, not really oils. What's the word I'm looking for? They're just like facial products. Yeah. Next thing for body, I recommend Dove and Method. Caress is a good mention, but I feel like Dove and Method are really good. And Tree Hut. Tree Hut has really good things for shaving and exfoliation. I really recommend that. Okay. Now, Sephora, Ulta, and Bath and Body Works are 3 stores that I really recommend for hygiene products. I feel like Sephora has great perfumes. Bath and Body Works has great perfumes, lotions, soaps, and Ulta, hygiene heaven. Girl, they got makeup in there. They got the shaving, the facial, the exfoliation. Y'all, I went in this Ulta that, it's not really by me, but it's like one of the closest Ultas to me, y'all. It's this big Ulta, whole Tree Hut section. When I tell y'all, they had the exfoliators with the shaving oils, with the shaving gels, with the body butters, and oh, I said, oh. Guess who ran up all their money that day? I did. No tea, no shade, just saying. But yeah, so that's all I have for you all today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to read my daily reminder, which is posted in the description box down below. Get to follow my external social media platforms, which are also posted in my description box down below, to keep up with me and all the stuff that I have going on. Thank you all for tuning in, and until I see you guys next time, don't forget to protect your energy, protect your space, and your mental health. I love you lots. Mwah.